Mr. Speaker, there are some minor amendments which I have no problem with, including the amendment, the proposed amendment to the Sexual Offences Act, basically situating the registry at a different place. How I wish, though, that now that we are bringing substantive amendments through here, that we brought a more substantive amendment that is more thorny on the issue of the Sexual Offences Act, which is where minors engage in sex with minors. Mr. Speaker, I have no problem with the proposed amendment to the Trustees' Perpetual Succession Act, but I wish in that amendment they would have also brought amendments on how you change trustees when they leave or when they retire, and that is still problematic. On the issue of Utamaduni Day, I was actually very keen to listen to both the mover and the seconder to see what reason we want to remove Utamaduni Day other than the fact that it is aligned to Moi, and we may not like Moi for whatever reason. I may have no problem with Moi. I don't understand why we want to remove Utamaduni Day, and yet we create impromptu environmental days or tree planting holidays. Why can't we then use this Utamaduni Day to do every other thing, including planting trees, including dancing and smiling? All those are Utamaduni-related issues.
What's the point of order, Leader?
Seeking to inform Honorable Millie.
I did not ask to be informed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You cannot inform me. You asked that you are on a point of order. You are not on a point of information. You cannot inform me without my permission. I'm sorry.
Order, Leader.
You cannot inform me without my permission.
Honorable Millie, order.
Mr. Speaker, I've said it before this House before. I'm very fairly informed. I don't need Honorable Ichungwa to inform me.
Leader, did you want to inform Hon Millie? She's saying she doesn't want to be informed. If you have a point of order, then proceed. And I thought it was a point of order.
Yes, Chair, because Honorable Millie might not have been there when we were moving the bill, and she is debating the bill as it is published, but I did indicate at moving that that clause is part of the items that we intend to amend for deletion, because there has been a change following what happened on Utamaduni Day this year. So that particular day of 10th of October will remain being a public holiday, and especially themed around the issue of climate change mitigation. And as much as Millie did not want to be informed, it is good for her to just learn that without being informed, but now she can learn something.
Chair, I like to learn things which are substantive, which are intellectual. So I would want to encourage Honorable Ichungwa that next time you want to inform me at my intellectual capabilities. Don't inform me over mundane things like that, because those are things that I just raise in passing. But I talk about issues of substance. Mr. Speaker, I have a problem with the proposed amendment to the Traffic Act, Section 1179 of the Traffic Act, which provides that if any unauthorized person removes a notice affixed on a vehicle or tears or defaces the notice, they are guilty of an offense and liable upon conviction to a fine not exceeding 200 shillings. I would want, with your permission, to say it in Kiswahili, shilingi 200. I can say it in Kijaluo, shilingi 100.
Order, Millie.
I sought your permission, Mr. Speaker.
I never gave you any permission to go
I do apologize then.
Proceed, Millie.
And Mr. Speaker, the reason why I'm saying that is that this amendment seeks to move that fine from 200 Kenya shillings to 200,000 Kenya shillings, and a fine of 500 Kenya shillings to 500,000 Kenya shillings. And I am actually sad that I was not here when Honorable Ichungwa was moving the tax policy. And your tax policy must be anchored on what you promised, which was, what are these people you are calling, what were they called? Hustlers. Which else are you going to fine for removing a notice off a car, 500,000 Kenya shillings? Are you living in utopia?
Leader,
are you living in mass? Are you crazy? Are you mad? Are you mental?
Order,
Do you need a
Millie.
mental checkup? You are taking Kenyans
Millie,
crazy.
Order. I'll still give you your time. This is the sweetness of debate. What's your point of order, Leader?
Honorable Speaker, is a member really in order? And you've had kind of unpalatable she is spewing, or asking whether people are crazy, whether they are sick, Honorable Speaker. But more importantly, we are debating the Statute Miscellaneous Amendment Bill. And we concluded debate on the tax policy motion, which was passed this morning. As usual, Millie Odhiambo was not in the House. I'm not sure whether she contributed to the tax policy. And probably to also understand that fines are to deal with people who have a penchant of breaking the law, people who believe that laws are there not to be followed. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I would want you to get the Honorable Millie Odhiambo to restrict herself to the debate on the issues here. Honorable Speaker, we are therefore debating the Statute Miscellaneous Bill, and she can restrict. I heard her say that she wants to engage in intellectual arguments, Honorable Speaker, and you know, I have tremendous respect for a lady like her, but when she engages in epithets, Honorable Speaker, I may not be able to engage, to lower myself to that level. You know,
Please, Honorable Millie, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I just want to but indicate that this is what I was talking about when I talk of intellectual engagement. If you listen carefully, you should know that as an esteemed lawyer, when I speak, I know the rules of the House. So I have made a connection between this law and that tax rule. It is actually completely and utterly allowed under our procedures. I made a connection. And I made a connection that says that their policy must be linked with the law that they pass. Your policy cannot be divorced from the law. The law must follow the policy. So I want to tell Honorable Kimani Ichungwa that indeed he knew. He actually prophesied that I was going to say something about him. That's why he preempted. And I will repeat, are you mental? Are you out of your mind? Think about Kenyans that you are harassing. Which Kenyan is going to pay 500,000 Kenya shillings for removing a small piece of paper off a car? You are very unserious.
Order, Millie. Order, Millie. Honestly, you are doing very well, but the language, you don't need to use unpalatable language in the House, and therefore, well, that's spent, but the language is not proper. Millie is already is already finished, but if you want to say something, we shall allow you a chance to speak. So give a leader a chance to
Honorable Speaker, you know, it is one thing, Honorable Speaker, to debate intellectually, but I don't know what intellectuals spew filth out of their mouths. Honorable Speaker, I don't know what intellectuality
Order, leader.
Is there again, in spewing epithet.
Order. You know, you are standing on a point of order because of the unpalatable language by Millie. Unfortunately, you are going the same direction. Could you please, you are fully protected, but please don't use unpalatable language. Give leader 1 minute to hear him. And
Honorable Speaker, I was saying you must protect the dignity of this House. If I question your sanity today, Honorable Speaker, and you let it go, Honorable Speaker, tomorrow nothing stops me from repeating it. I have never questioned the sanity of Millie Odhiambo. There are things that may occasion me to want to question it, but I cannot question it unanswered. Honorable Speaker, it is that I needed you to make a direction and to have it expunged on the Hansard. Otherwise, I can choose also to get to that level of spewing epithets that are not adding any intellectual value to the debate that is before the House. And I would expect, if you claim to be an intellectual, debate intellectually. Don't throw insults. And Honorable Speaker, if it is insults, you know, some of us don't need to go to any school to learn insults. But I want to uphold the dignity of this House, even for those I feel are not dignified.
Thank you. You have made your point.